Hello everyone, I hope you're having a great day today. Today we are going to be taking a look at these soft pastels from Arrtx, and this is a 72 set of soft pastels. Comes in a really nice box. On the back they list all the safety information as well as the color numbers, and they kind of give you an idea of the color range that comes with this set. I'm going to open the box and show you it, and you can see when I opened it, look at all the beautiful colors. So here is the color selection, and you can see they have some nice soft buttery yellows as well as some mid-tones. They have some dark colors as well. They have some fluorescent colors, which I thought was interesting. Pastels are just pretty much pure pigment with a little bit of binder. Really was not in a habit of swatching my soft pastels out, but when I tried to create, I found I was having a hard time knowing which green to use, and then when I swatched them out, it made it much easier to know which color I wanted to use. So I think I'm going to start swatching my soft pastels out too, strangely. I think it's just like it's easier for me to visualize them or something. Here are the Neon pastel pencils, and I'm sharing the colors really quickly. It's mostly natural colors, so I decided to paint a landscape. And I'm going to give you a sneak peek of some artwork that I shared of using them by themselves. That process will actually be in my affordable art haul that I'm going to be sharing. So I went ahead and used the white pastel pencil to kind of outline especially all of the white areas because I really wanted to preserve the white. You can layer on top white, but I don't know, I just thought it would be safer to go ahead and start with the white areas, white, and then layer the darks on top. And so you'll see me, I just start kind of blocking in the colors. I want to go ahead and block in the white. And you can see I'm using the white and the light orange, and I'm going to start seeing how those blend, and using the gloves really did help. I'm going to just use the Arrtx pastels to go in, and I thought they gave really good coverage. They're very pigmented, and I really just had so much fun painting this. I love trying new things. You guys, if you've watched my videos before, I get overly excited about all the art supplies. But I really was nervous because I really don't like touching messy things, and that's why I did not think, I was really thinking maybe soft pastels are not for me. But I've seen some artists here on YouTube that make such amazing work. Mostly they do animals, and they do such fine detail, you know, realistic work that's beautiful. So thank you so much to the artist Seamus Art Tutorials. I've heard before that you can use gloves, but I wasn't aware that they actually make biodegradable gloves because I really don't like to use disposable items. That is a big no-no for me because I feel it's wasteful for the environment and for my budget. So once I found out about these, I thought, okay, I'm gonna give them a try. So I have to tell you that the inspiration for this came from me watching another YouTube channel. They were painting this Mandarin duck, which I thought was so pretty and so colorful. It was the Sennelier Live YouTube channel. Every Monday they share a video and it shares different products. And I usually, when I remember, I try to watch. I think I started in 2020. If you saw the lily pad that I drew, that was the last time I had so much fun. They were using oil sticks for that one, and that let me get a product out that I had, and I was too scared to use it, and I never had more fun. I didn't draw at first, you know, the perspective is all off, but I had so much fun. The same thing happened this time. It kind of got me over listening to the artist, I think kind of got me outside of my head, and it got me to quit sabotaging myself because I wasn't talking to myself and being like, oh, that's horrible, you're doing a horrible job. And it really kind of got me outside my head and got me just to a place where I could just enjoy painting and not be worried about if I'm doing it right, if I, you know, all the things that I doubt myself. Am I going to do it wrong? There's a camera over my head. I don't want to tell people wrong because I don't really know how to use pastels. This is my first pastel painting. I've done little studies, but I kind of, you know, always, that's the things that are going on in my head, and that's why kind of tutorials are, they're exciting and I can't wait to try new products. But I don't want to tell you guys wrong. It got me to just enjoy the process instead. It kept me enough, it kept my self-critical side occupied, and so I could just enjoy the painting. And I really do think that really helped me a lot. So if you have that problem, I really encourage you to do that. And I've done that before, and I've, you know, just listened to my favorite channels. Usually I just listen to music or something. So I'm going to try to do that more often. I had so much fun painting this. And then I couldn't wait to go to Instagram and share it because I thought, for my first painting, I thought it turned out pretty good. So I went ahead and I just kept drawing in all of the colors. So if you want to make a really nice painting, you should use Pastel Mat or May-10s or another professional pastel paper. I've never actually done a pastel painting before. I've only done studies. So you'll see, so I'm using sandpaper, and this is another tip from another YouTuber here, and I'll link her channel below, but this is from Kate, and she said that she loves using sandpaper for practice pieces. It's not going to be archival, obviously. It could yellow and crumble in time, but for me, it's perfect because it gets me just where I can try to see if I like the product and I can play. And I have the expensive paper, but I can't use it yet. It's too precious. Once I do pieces that I want to hang on the wall, then I'll use the pretty, you know, nice paper. Using the glove a little to blend as well, and the glove worked well, but you do have to make sure and start wiping it off on a cloth. I was using a microfiber cloth to clean off my hands in between so you don't contaminate, so you don't mix any of the colors that you don't want to. But I felt these blended really well, and I really like them, especially for the underpainting. I think I could have actually done this whole painting with just the Arrtx pastels. I was trying to paint kind of the duck in the water, and then I was trying to also paint a reflection, another thing that I have never done. So yeah, this was just a day of all new fun products, and I had more fun. When I was painting this, once I started, initially I was kind of scared, and I just thought, well, let's just try it. What's the worst that can happen? I throw away a piece of sandpaper. So once I started and I just kept going, I had so much fun. And I thought I painted this in about 15 minutes. That's how fast the time went. And then when I was putting this video together, it was 5 hours. Now, I don't think painting the duck took me 5 hours. That was swatching doing the swatching and doing the playing with the pastel pencils. But I think the actual duck that I painted probably took, I think, 2 hours. So it was really about 2 hours, and it seemed like 15 minutes because that's how much fun I had. So I really did enjoy them, and all these bright colors. I can't wait to try to do some sunsets and that kind of thing next. But yeah, I thought it worked well with the gloves because each time I would do a little blending, I just used a microfiber cloth to go ahead and wipe that off, and then I did not have to waste the gloves because even though they're disposable, I don't want to use more than one per day. And so you can see how I just went in and I was trying to do the reflection, but I wanted it to kind of be blurry so it looked like the reflection. So I tried to add a little less color. and I just go along and keep, you know, I'm just looking at the reference photo that I did find on Unsplash. I did not use the same exact photo that they were using in the Sennelier live. I just pulled up Mandarin duck on Unsplash and just went along painting. And yes, I had so much fun painting and listening to other artists. And I don't know why I haven't tried that before. I think I usually listen to music, and evidently the music I listen to, maybe because I heard it before, it's not all new, it's not enough to keep my brain from being in self-critique mode all the time. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. I thought these pastels really blended well. I thought there was lots of nice vibrant colors. I love that kind of violet color. That was really pretty. Now the black is the one that I wasn't as happy with the black, and honestly I'm looking at this now and I keep wanting to tell myself to wait, don't add that black yet. Can I go back and tell myself don't do that? I mean, I did not realize adding black would not be good, but I really think next time I will add black at the very end, and that's what I think I liked most. That's what I love about trying new art supplies. I learned so much from each time I try a new supply. Now here is where I start the background, and if you're new to my channel, my name is Stephanie. I hate backgrounds. I think by now it was probably time to make dinner or something, and I really didn't want to bother. So I barely made an effort on the background. So the background's not so great. I will try to do better next time. Okay, here you can see I'm using my finger to do some touching up. I did feel they blended better with my fingers. They did okay with the gloves, but really with my finger, they really were buttery and blended a lot better. So here's after I've used the Arrtx pastels. You can see they're quite used. I used quite a few colors. And here is the one color that came a little cracked. It did break easy, but it didn't crumble. So I really enjoyed that. Now here I decided, of course, since I was listening to that Sennelier live, I'm going to have to use a little bit of Sennelier pastels on top. I don't really think I needed to. I think I just wanted to because I was so inspired by his video. So the Sennelier pastels are artist grade. They are more pigmented. They are softer. They're perfect to layer on top. I think the Arrtx pastels are perfect for underpainting, so I'm really glad I used them for that. I don't know, I mean, you probably can use them just on their own. The Sennelier soft pastels, of course, are artist grade, and they're beautiful. Sometimes you can find really good prices on them, and that's when I've picked them up, and that's why I try to share them in an art haul, because I'm so excited when I can find a 40 set of Sennelier beautiful soft pastels for $34. I just want to tell everyone. But you can see that white Sennelier just was beautiful. It's just almost as good as the Schminke, which is even softer. So you can see I'm using that white to kind of try to make some feather detail, and I go in and try to basically layer on top of the Arrtx white and do a bit more blending around the eye, and it just looks so soft, just like the duck in the reference photo that I have. Here's where I start adding the black in the Sennelier, and that I really shouldn't have added this yet either. I'm really going way too early because I did not realize how hard it would be, and then I kind of struggle a lot because I did add the black. It kind of, I don't want to say it got muddy, but I didn't really like the look. So I will definitely wait next time to add the black until near the end. But you know, you just have to play and experiment, and you don't know till you try. So I did have to keep going back and forth and fixing quite a bit. Just some first impressions of the Arrtx pastels. I love that they have the number engraved on them, and to me that means they might sell these individually at one point. They sell some other products individually, so that's good. I think these pastels are more for better paper, because when I originally used these and kind of started playing with these on some really cheap paper. The first time I started painting with them, I was using the Canson sand grain paper, and I was painting some oranges. They didn't seem as pigmented as some other brands that I compared them to, like Paul Rubens. They weren't quite as the Paul Rubens seemed much more pigmented, and these are kind of a medium hardness, and the Paul Rubens are kind of softer, almost as soft as Sennelier pastels, I would say. But when I use this sandpaper, I like them a lot. And the other little studies I've done, I really like using the kind of harder pastels on the bottom and the softer on top. And I think that's the way most pastel artists like to work. So you can see I'm using the Sennelier white, and I definitely needed the Sennelier black because and I loved using both the pastel pencils and the pastels. I thought they really worked well. And I think perhaps these are better for to use with better paper or sandpaper, or they're better for underpaintings, that kind of thing. They just didn't seem like on the sand grain paper, they didn't seem quite, you know, I had fun at first, and then when I started kind of trying to compare them with some other brands, they didn't seem as quite as pigmented as other brands on that paper. But then when I used them on other paper, then they did look more pigmented. So I don't know if it's just because they have a bit more binder. The harder the pastel, usually the more binder and less pigment. Same with Rembrandt. Soft pastels, they're pretty hard, and so I always like to use those on the bottom generally, and then I layer the Sennelier and Schmink on top. But like as I said, I haven't used pastels very long. I'm still new. You saw one of the pastels came almost broken, and but it didn't crumble, and that's what I've seen with some other softer pastel. They'll just really crumble. And these, I had no problem with crumbling. I had no problem really just using them however I wanted. These can take some use and abuse because they're soft enough to create really pretty artwork, but they're also hard enough that they don't crumble. So I really like that. And I love the shape of these because they come in this little big chubby, almost half stick, but a little larger than larger than some half sticks. And so I really like the shape of these. They're very comfortable to use. I think they're great for doing a large background because you can just easily use the side really easy. And I really like that these are I really like that these don't have any labels or anything you have to take off, which is really weird because as much as I don't want to touch them, I still hate labels. I don't want to take all those labels off because I do like using that kind of side swipe motion when I use pastels. For the pastel pencils, I thought they were a lot of fun, and I actually enjoyed them by themselves. But when I used them on this, sometimes they worked and sometimes the Stabilo layered better. And then sometimes they worked fine. So I really need to test them more with on layering them on pastels before I can really say much about those. I've only used them one time with actually layering them on pastels, but I did use them again by themselves, and I really enjoyed the natural color selection. And if you want to see the actual process of my drawing, then that will be in my upcoming affordable art haul share. So, but yes, I really enjoyed this. I learned so much from doing this painting. I learned I still hate backgrounds. I think next time maybe I will not add my background until the next day. Maybe it's just that I had done it so long, it was time to go make dinner or, basically go do something else. But since I enjoyed the duck so much, I really wanted to finish. So yeah, but I really did I also will make sure and tape down my painting next time because I was kind of in such a hurry. Between not really caring anymore and trying to hurry, I also creased the paper, and there's no flattening it. So I'll definitely, next time I will definitely tape down my paper. Also, quite honestly, I will use a table easel and I do have a nice table easel now from Medine that I will use next time. That will let the dust fall, and then I can use a handheld vacuum, another YouTuber recommended, to remove the dust. But I don't know how I would film with that easel, quite honestly. Here I'm giving you some shots of, trying to get the shots of the feather details that I just love so much, the turquoise and the blue. I think when I'm making pastel artwork, and when I'm not creating a video, I think I will use a table easel. I don't know how I would film using that easel, honestly. So I don't know if I'll be able to ever share that, but that's personally, I will definitely use these pastels again. I really did have fun with them. I can't wait to use them again. And yeah, these made me realize I do want more pastels and I want more pastel pencils. So I don't know if that's good or bad, but I really had so much fun, and I'm thankful to Arrtx for sending them to me. I really enjoyed them. I hope you enjoyed watching this video and you have a great day. Thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye.